It is hard to overstate just how responsible YouTuber Kasuganishiki feels for ex-wrestler Kasuganishiki's death. If I hadn't joined him with the gambling, if I hadn't gone to the police after being threatened, there'd have been no police investigation. Nobody would have handed over phones, and none of the match-fixing stuff would have come out, he says amid heavy sighs. He therefore almost sees his YouTube channel as an act of public penance, of exposing and explaining his and Sumo's past mistakes in the perhaps vain hope that they won't be repeated. For now, that includes rehabilitating the image of Kasuganishiki. The next installment of the taped exchange between Kasuganishiki's sister and a journalist highlights the dangers faced by the ex-wrestler in disputing the label pinned on him. The sister begins by saying, "Given all the things he told me, I really wonder if all the facts were there on the mobile phone he gave to the police. When we spoke, the police even told me, if threats were being made, that I should try and get them on tape." The journalist then says he is willing to write that Kasuganishiki has been threatened, thus distancing him from the ringleader tag and forcing those pressuring him to back off, presumably due to vastly increased media and police attention. "Right, I see," the sister seems to light up. "Of course, stopping things like that is why I want you to write this piece, although it pains me to ask. Because if something strange happens to him, it'll devastate me." "And it's too late to act once he's dead," says the journalist matter-of-factly. "So if he really is being threatened, that means he's still saying things under duress. And we should write that." "Right," says the sister, "and that's partly on his wife." She then alleges that Kasuganishiki's wife was in possession of crucial information, possibly threatening messages, which she refused to hand over to her brother. "The bottom line is," the sister continues, "my brother didn't show up in court." Here she may well be referring to So Kokurai's court case in the early 2010s. She adds, "If he had turned up and said what he knows, I think the Sumo Association would be in a much tougher spot. I mean, he told me what went on in the top division was almost unreal." She then accuses an ex-Ozeki and current stablemaster of having mailed her brother with a request to fix their match. "And my brother searched high and low for the mobile phone he was using at that time," she insists, "but it seems to have disappeared at some point." She then switches back to match-fixing motives. "What I heard from my brother was that the Mongolians only trade wins when it suits them. They see it as a nice little earner. Also, there are many smaller stables being set up now, and all those coaches think about is getting someone into the higher divisions as quickly as possible, and to hell with tradition. You have all these silent understandings, you see." Her thoughts tend to bounce around a bit. She is next heard saying, "I'm doing this without my brother's knowledge, you know. Because he said to me, if something happens to me, I'll be depending on you. You know, the first time, he was asked to sign a false statement to submit to the police, but he wouldn't sign it." To which the journalist basically replies, "Okay, but if we focus on false statements he may have made, then people will say, he knew he was going down and sought to drag as many others as he could into the mire. I'd say a better approach, and the one that could save him, is if we write that he's telling the truth and back that up with evidence." We've been told by Kasuganishiki there's lots more of the tape to come. I'll keep you posted.